checked it out.
Get it on here.
What's that analogy today? You don't buy a new car and they'll change the oil after
Where
10
we will start
years.
with, then, so.
Good, you got ambulances here.
Okay, so you can start with person. You're gonna look at this number here.
Got it.
To be that second number.
Right now.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, so you're gonna look at these two numbers, and it'll be on that page there and on this page.
Okay,
And then
sounds good.
whatever numbers you write in here is what I'm gonna take and put into the budget. This I need back, this is just for you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll start with ambulance service.
Okay. Since the last year's budget, do you just want me to hit on the increases? Where it's increased, if there is no increases, don't worry about it. Or do you want me to go over it all?
Well, you can just, we'll just.
Because you have our budget, don't you?
I just
I don't really know what we got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a list.
we've got our list here.
we haven't started getting all the budget stuff together yet. They're just having their meeting on their stuff. So
Okay, here you go. We turned it in last week.
yeah, I was on vacation last week. I've got it, I just don't have it.
Okay, I brought extras, so that's not a problem.
You may keep passing that down? Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa, do you want this, or do you have a?
I've got it,
Okay.
so you're good.
I'll move.
Thank you, James.
So one of our increases was becoming in wages. We put 3% in there for our employees, and that will be, we usually go what the county gives to their employees. So, but we did put 3% in there. And then that was the only change in the personnel wages and benefits there. Then we're going down into the running equipment. We did up our insurance because we had a situation where our insurance come back and after checking with it told us we can no longer have firemen drive the ambulances in for us. And whenever they did that, it made us to where we can't do it. So what we've done is we're going through the fire departments now, having them fill out driver's record checks, and then we're going to put 40 or whatever from volunteer firemen onto our insurance to where if they drive, then they're covered by insurance.
Okay.
But I don't feel comfortable taking the firemen and putting them in the back taking care of the patient, because sometimes when those patients are bad, it takes every hand we got in order to make sure they're taken care of.
Got it.
So that is something that is a patient care issue. And then on the communications, and that's dealing with all the communications we have in the trucks, the radios and everything. Cradle Point, we raised that $1,000. And then our medical supplies, we also raised it to $90,000. But we've got some needles that we are paying like $138 for just one needle. We've got, with the new ventilators and BiPAP and stuff, we have a very expensive circuits that we have to use in order to do that. But that BiPAP is, I'm surprised that but it is making a really big difference in the people in the county that's having problems breathing. We're having a lot of success with that here in the county, so. And then going down to the
Hold on,
next.
I'm sorry. Did I miss the fuel? What are you?
The fuel, we
doing?
kept it the same.
You think maybe you ought to jack the fuel up a little bit?
I'm hoping not,
Are you under budget this year?
yeah.
Yeah, right now we're under the budget on our fuel, and we're gonna be running strictly gas in the future, so I mean, we're not doing the diesel anymore, so.
Okay.
Our last bill come at $2.02 a gallon.
Okay.
So I guess you guys doing that agreement has helped us out a lot, because our gas, like I said,
Well,
and we don't get any gas except for the
Well,
county
that's what I'm
highway.
worried about for next year, because we're not, I mean, you know, we're talking $4 gas. We're not gonna be able to do what we always do and write some of it down, because I'm not gonna be comfortable
No,
putting
I,
$4 gas whenever we you know, whenever we did it for 2 last year.
What percentage are you under right now? Do you know?
No, Murray takes,
We're about 3% under right now, so.
Just keep it the same, we'll see what happens, huh? That's all we can do.
and then going down to office supplies, that has been raised a little bit. And then utilities, we raised that $3,000 or $4,000 because of just utilities. I mean, those utility bills. Plus, and the other issue we had is where our supplies and our medications are stored, it was not temperature controlled, and we were having some issues there. And we have a lot of DEA requirements that we have to meet, so we had to put an heating, air conditioning thing up in that area in order to keep the gloves and the medications under control. But we now, last year, 2 years ago, we become DEA. We have our own DEA number. We can get whatever we need, but we just have a lot of requirements. And they did pop in for a surprise inspection a couple months ago, and they did tell us that there was one thing we need to be improved on, in which they wanted to see it fixed by the next time they come, which is another 2 years, but we've already made that arrangements and gonna have that taken care of by the end of the summer. So, and then, like postage, we went from $900 to $500, and that is all the changes that we have made in that budget. So you can see our request. We did put in there we had purchased an ambulance last year. There's been no commitment of any kind of payment or anything for it, so I just keep putting 100,000 in there in case they do. That's me, I let them figure out how they want to pay for it and where they want to pay from. So we have it back in there in case they want to put a payment, save for it or whatever.
Right.
So, but that is all we have. So, but I do have some bad news, not concerning our budget right now, but the pump for the sewer at the Rockport station, it can't be repaired, is what I'm told. We've been having somebody come in and pump out, and they said they can't get it fixed. So I talked to Chris today. He says that we need to find a different person and get somebody in there to get the pump replaced out there.
Okay.
So and I know I don't have the money to pay for it.
Did you talk to Mark? We had somebody come in and replace pumps up there at the highway garage.
Yeah.
Talk to
Dale's got that, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, talk to Dale.
Yeah.
That's who we had come in and do something up there, because they did us a good job.
I've got the information from Tell City, Great Lady probably knows too.
Okay, I will do, so then what do I have, come back here and get permission to get it fixed, or go ahead and get it fixed and have the bill sent to you?
Whatever you guys think. I say.
How much do you expect that to be?
Someone said 10,000, I don't know.
I mean, if you get at that price, if you contact 3 different people to get 3 bids, at that price, it doesn't require all 3 to respond, but you gotta solicit 3, then you'll be okay, assuming it's in your budget.
Okay,
Does that fall under the like an emergency purchase through the?
If it is an emergency,
Sure.
yeah.
one day they called us, asked what they do about the sheets, because their bed sheets they couldn't wash because the sewer, it was backing up, so.
But you're probably still gonna have to go to council and ask for funding. And that meeting is in a couple weeks, so
Oh, I'll be there.
I'll put you on that.
All right, anything else, Jane?
No, I do not have anything.
Questions, comments? All right, thank you very much. I see we have ride share.
Right solution. But we are the solution. That's all we think. This way. This way. Okay, we've
been around for many years, still do public transportation in the county. It stretches over county lines. Some people come into Spencer, some people go out. We do, since Holiday World's opening up, we've always had trips there for people that can't live in a place where they can ride a school bus. I mean, I know they have some bus routes where they go around and pick up kids, but there's a lot of individuals that still want us to take their child that doesn't drive there for when they do work shifts. We have just a lot of other things, medical, we've got just different things that people call us. Some people ride continually, some people just ride whenever they need us. So it's a good thing for the county, because a lot of times when something is gonna come into the county, that's one of the check marks that they say. I mean, I don't know what you have done with public housing. There seems like there's a lot of housing going in different counties that we're in, where if they, to meet a criteria for them to put that housing in, public transportation is one of the boxes they want, because a lot of people in public housing does not have transportation. So it's to see that we will service an apartment complex or service something that is being made. We have 2 drivers down here. They've been with us quite a while. We have them, they take a physical every year, of course, which we pay for. We have random drug testing or the DOT pool. Anything we get, that is 50% matched from NDOT. So all of our expenses gets matched by federal funds and state funds. State funds is a percentage like 20-some%, but then we have to come up with the difference. And so that's why for each county that we're involved in, we need matched dollars from the county to continue. So we're hoping that you'll keep us in your budget for next year.
So you're just asking for a $500 increase from last year's budget to this year?
Just 7,000. Yeah, and like I said.
Well, you had 6,500, that was your budget for 2026.
Yes, and we would like to have 7,000. A lot of it's just
7,000.
fuel. The fuel is the major thing, and we don't have a way of getting fuel cheaper unless you would like us to get it through the county. We would love that. We've done that in a couple other counties, and where we were able to do that. So, anyway, that's what we're against. Okay?
All right,
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your presentation.
I know the SIRS
Sirs?
surge is up next. Do we have anybody here from that? I know you all work with things like that.
We coordinate with them a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, but they have their own drivers and their own program. But like I said, we help them and they help us out. So, yeah.
All right. What about the County on Aging? Council on Aging?
Sorry. Melissa, you want one too?
Yes, please.
I think she. We got him.
Got it?
We're good.
Yeah.
We're the Council on Aging, and we've been in the community going on 52 years. We are asking for the same as we did last year, 88,000. We're not asking for an increase. We're holding steady, thankfully. Just kind of a couple of things. We have our big NDOT review coming up in August. We'll be pulling at least 3 of our vans off for that inspection for that day. I also have 3 of those vans on standby, pulled off the road for recalls again. So those big airbags, go figure, right? We just did our numbers for last month. We did 279 one-way runs in just 1 month. So yeah, so we're really busy. I could use some more drivers, so if you guys know anyone that's looking for a part-time job, send them our way.
Okay.
So we're, looking, we've got one driver that's fixing to go on leave, for, knee replacement, so. And then our lovely transportation director here is semi-retired now. So, we have replaced her, with another young lady. There's no replacing her, that's for sure, but, so we're looking forward to that, getting her started and getting
She
her.
starts next week.
Yep, starts next week.
So right now, I'm just working Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Or 3 days a week, however we need to do it,
Yep.
like I'm pretty flexible about it. So, and pretty happy about it.
Okay, congratulations.
I'm still doing the trips for them.
Well, that's
And
nice.
everything
Yeah.
right now and stuff, so.
And we did pull some numbers for that, for those trips, and since Diane has taken over, she has raised almost $200,000 in those trips.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, so, yeah. Just
I
try
hear-
along,
I hear good things about your trips.
yeah.
Hopefully
You gotta come along with us.
I thought about it.
We just booked a new one, it's a day trip. We're gonna try a couple of those, so it's on a Saturday
Mm,
for people that, don't have the opportunity to go during the week.
yeah, oh, that's a good idea.
So, and it's, I posted it this morning and it's almost half full already.
Wow.
First class.
Good deal. All
All
right,
right. Any other questions? Thank y'all.
thank you.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate you.
guys.
Community corrections.
Okay, we're just asking for the same 6,000 that we've always had. I say always, I believe Anna Ann's the director before me, maybe in 2021, somewhere through there. She came to the commissioners and asked for $6,000 a year for the electronic monitoring. And if we don't have to use it, then we don't use it. I think I only remember using it one time, and then I don't think it was the whole amount. So, we did factor that into the 2027 grant budget, but we can revise those budgets if needed. We'll find out exactly what we'll be getting at the end of this month, and then those budgets can be revised in August, or I say August, I think it's by the 1st of August, it has to be back in the revised budget. I will tell you in 2025, from the grant, we paid $37,321.70. And from PI, or project income, $25,725. And so the total for the electronic monitoring in 2025 was $63,400, let me rephrase that, $63,046.70. And again, we did not use the $6,000 for 25. And so I'll leave that all up to you. Sherry is the president of the advisory board. She's here today too. She may have an opinion on this, but I would just like to leave it at the 6,000 if we could at this point. And we'll try not to use it if we don't need it.
Okay,
This is the 39180.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Sheriff's Department.
This is the first year I've been part of this. I don't know if I missed others. See, I had inmate catastrophic insurance. I checked into that. We won't have a price for that until December. Because what they do is they look at the last cost that we had, and then that's when they give us a bid. So I don't know if you want to continue to budget the amount that was budgeted last year, and then it can be massaged.
We go the same, then we have to change, we just have to go to council and get some.
Yeah, and I know this year we're gonna be using, last year we didn't use the catastrophic insurance, this year we are gonna be using it, two different with one inmate that had to have a surgery done on an arm, which I think the total cost on that's around $78,000. So we'll have to pay the 15 and the rest will pick up, and then we have another inmate that has, pretty extreme medical costs that we're having to pay on his, but his is kind of just one thing after another, so we're gonna see where they can step in. We've spent more than 15,000 on this, so.
Who
And
is the carrier for? Is there only, who is the carrier?
Chris is the agent. I have to look at my emails. I don't know who the carrier is on that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, is that something, I know that it's, you're saying it's not due till December. So is that something that we should look at to quote out?
That's at the commissioner's discretion. I don't know how we've done it in the past, Melissa, if you have something to add on that. It's just always been in place.
And we're talking about 39,800, that fund?
3,800, yes.
Yes,
39.
Yeah.
30800.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, okay,
always,
never mind, I see. I wrote it in the wrong spot.
We didn't always have that, I don't think. Did
We didn't, I think
We
that,
started it,
About
we
5
started
years ago?
about 7, 8 years ago,
Oh.
was when we started that, because we had a situation where it cost us a lot of money. And then that's whenever we went with that, but as far as what you're saying is, I mean, I have no problem if we need to bid that out too. We
Well,
can look into bidding that out.
so the total appropriation, since it needed additional appropriation, is your suggestion that we start with the 34,600?
yeah, I believe that's what they did. And last year, I don't think we used it at all. So it could be a little, I don't know if staying with the same company, if we've been with them and we've got more years we haven't used it than years we have, if we bid it out on a year that we've had to use it more than once, we'll probably get, but we could get a higher price from the other company as well, I don't know. But I do know that we definitely need it in place. If we have if we have a catastrophic, even the surgery that's 78,000, that's just one surgery that we have. So if we have someone that has a heart attack or something in the jail, it could be, in the hundreds of thousands, depending on. So it's a good insurance policy for us to have. So the other account, inmate housing, I had talked to Jan Kokarnas, this is at the 39,800. What this pays for is it pays for the YCC bed for the youth community correction bed that we have. On that, we don't get those bills yet. I've kind of emailed with Melissa as well. So we signed the contract, the judge kind of proctored the contract, and then the bills go to Jan, and then she sends them to Melissa and they get paid. We've used some money out of there if we have to house an inmate. For example, at the state hospital, if he's got mental health challenges that we can't deal with at the local level. So, but that's not an account that we monitor regularly. So either we need to bring it in and monitor it, or at least know someone else is, because I think we're gonna need more money in that this year. So Melissa, if that's something that you always handle for them, that's fine. But I just want to let you know, it's not something that we look at on a monthly basis, like all of our other accounts.
The 39,800?
Yes.
She doesn't see it because it's under your budget, so that's what she's asking, is a better way for her to either be able to see it or for you guys to monitor.
Does it have to be under our budget? Like, do we have to execute the contracts, or is that something the sheriff could execute?
I'm not sure.
No, I would assume the county executes all contracts, so that's not it.
Is that why it's under our budget?
I don't know why it's under your budget.
No, I mean, otherwise everything would be under your budget, right? So,
Seems like a lot is.
Yeah.
I don't know why, I can't answer the budget question. I mean, the contract, it does need to be, it's not by you guys, but, I mean, theoretically, it could be in the.
Well, we've only had that a couple of years, which came into play because we had a situation that, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I do think
what,
that it came in,
yeah, YCC changed their policy. We used to just go to do it as we needed it, and if we don't contract a bed with them, we don't get a bed. So that's why the judge had to, they proctored an agreement, signed a contract, and we use that bed. And then we also pay for additional bed space. But once we have a contract with them, then they do give us a little bit of leeway if we need to house an extra person there at the same time.
To me, that should come under the judges.
I wondered about that too. Like I said, I looked in Jan, we kind of emailed back and forth, and
I mean, if they're handling it and they're the ones sending them there.
that's correct.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
so
I mean, we.
you wanna
Should we
bring that
request Jan to-
up
Yeah.
to the,
Send her a maybe send her a letter to explain why we're doing this and why that's not in their budget, since they're paying it.
Yeah, I mean, I can,
The only thing I could add on is that what may have happened is we probably had an inmate housing for when we had to send someone like to the mental health ward. And then when we signed the YCC contract, we needed some place to put that. And I don't know, Melissa, if that would explain why, if they were looking for something and they saw inmate housing and so they put it under that as well, I don't know. So just be aware, but I do know it's important and we do need to find
I
that.
guess we can find out, then can't we?
So you think, just starting out the same request of the 75?
Yeah, I
Just right
had,
there?
yes, I had reached out to Jan to see if she knew if there's gonna be a price increase in 2027 and she didn't have that answer yet.
Okay. All right,
Anything else?
thank you.
All right, thank you.
EMA,
Greetings, everybody. Reason I'm here is we're tasked with the radio maintenance of the VHF with fire system. Those guys are, I think we had 11,000 this year, probably spent it twice due to catastrophic events that we had to repair. I think we're around 11,500 or 10,000 something that we usually use, and that usually covers it. We replaced a generator, replaced a radio system with Dale. And so those are pretty good shape. Like I called Jim the other day and told him, I said we had a power outage at Christie and all three of our generators were working like they should. So I was very happy with that. And we spent a long time getting that one up to highway department going too. So, but that's why I'm here. If anybody's got any questions about that.
So this is 35,125, the utilities for the radio tower.
Yeah, and there's a radio tower repair. I think there's two, and I think we're running short on that, and I need to get on the list to get some additional appropriations for that.
So you have a budget of 500, so what are you're saying it needs to be increased, or?
What's it usually run? I don't get those bills.
Right now, you're
you're on
46%,
You're about-
yeah.
Track, okay.
Yeah, you're on track for utilities, you may be a little short, but I don't
Okay.
think it's gonna be that much.
Mhm.
But your
So
other
just
one,
keep it,
yeah, your other one is in the negative, so we do need to anticipate what you think you're gonna need, so you don't have to keep
The
coming back.
rest of the
and
year.
asking. Yeah.
Mhm.
so the radio for 35,130, is that what you're talking, it was budgeted at 12,000.
There you go. Mhm.
So what's your,
I think 12,000 will catch it next year.
okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Utilities the same since you're on pace? Do you
More
anticipate?
likely, I don't see, we're looking at replacing the system, just to talk about the elephant in the room, we took, not replaced the system, and you're looking, I don't know, I haven't got any estimates, but if we add a tower, that's 150,000, and Rockport EMS, new system, 300,000 to make it work, and with that, we would add some utility bills of having internet at these places, which most of them are, so I can find where there's a flaw in the system, where dispatch gets not adding any work to them, because I'll have the same information given to me by a text, and those require internet connections, which we have it all except at christening. And so I think we could get a pretty good deal on that. And but other than that, CenterPoint raises their electric bills, or Southern Indiana Power does the same. I don't know. So.
all right, anything else, Mark?
Nothing I can think of.
Well, I'm gonna ask
Go ahead.
a silly question maybe.
Ask.
Go ahead.
Where's our fire training center? Where's that from?
That goes under the EMA budget, and that's for a separate line item for that, and it was 7,500, and that works out real well. We've not nearly spent that this year, so
Good.
our water bills are, 15, 25, 30, depends. Our restroom guy, he's donating that, or Fort John or whatever, he's not charging us for that.
So that's, what is that account number, do you know?
Not off the top of my head, it's in his
Yeah,
budget, I
I
have
don't know.
numbers in here.
So this has nothing to do with,
No.
Not just here for the radios, that's comes out
Got
of
it.
the commissioner's budget, so. Yeah, so that budget's holding out real good. And two, what the good part about this fire training center is, if we, there's a big investment in that, and thank you to the county for doing that. But there's a grant that we can go, if a hose gets damaged, if we need something, there's a grant we can go through to get those items replaced. So if we need more wood to play with on the roof, if we need, valves or something replaced, we broke one, they'll get that for us. So we just have to go about and apply for them. So
Thank you.
trying to protect it there a little bit, so.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We appreciate everything you do as far as keeping our radios on, Mark.
Whew. It's a struggle sometimes.
It's been entertaining, hasn't it?
It has. And thanks for your assistance too.
It's been entertaining. VSO.
So nothing needs to change with the VSO budget. I think every line item, every cost goes under cost. There will be one thing, starting this year going forward, all VSOs will be required to attend annual training up in Indianapolis or wherever they have it. So that'll need, before it wasn't required, I don't know if it was used every year, but it'll be mileage, hotel, meals, all that. But that will be the only change really in cost. Other than that, don't use paper and don't really use office supplies. People don't leave with anything that they didn't come in with, so there's not really much being used. I really don't have any complaints or needs with money. So I did have somebody send me a check in the mail randomly to donate it from the monastery, so I got to figure out how to deposit $150.
Bring it up to me.
Okay, so.
Take care of it.
So that's, we got cash coming in apparently, so, yeah, other than that, I have no complaints or gripes, and I only got a couple weeks left, and y'all know Linda, so it's, she'll be taking over, so I'm showing her what we're doing, but I think she'll be set up just fine with the budget we got. I don't foresee any, uptick in costs for anything. As long as I got that Ricoh machine in my computer, I'm good.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, it takes a village.
I know they already sent the paperwork in, what they were.
Well, we have some issues here. We have been asking the Texas Village to send us a monthly report on what money they're using, where they're using it and all that, and we've never got anything.
And I think, yeah, the work done, animals caught or whatever. That kind of-
Yeah.
Not caught, but
Okay, well, I know that
processed.
we've been getting together and getting the numbers. I don't know what we have sent
Okay. As far as, we have nothing as far as anything else you were looking towards
in.
or?
Right, I know that the rest is a little bit more because they haven't redone the contract since 2020. And in the past 2 years, we've tripled our intake from dispatch calls and strays. We're getting this litter of 4, this litter of 6, and it's just.
So when
What
you
account
say
number
you
does this come
sent
out of?
something in, Melissa, did she send it to you?
I know she gives it
or-
to me for the numbers, like whatever, because I always track what we intake and
Yeah,
what.
I get the monthly, but I don't get like the financials and
Okay.
things like that, unless the council asks for it, and then
Okay.
they usually send it to me before a council meeting.
I've never seen that yet.
Okay, so It Takes a Village falls under the animal control, it's a different one.
Different one, though.
Yeah.
All right.
It's its own. And
Oh, okay.
they've had the 2 lines, the contract is one, and then building and repairs are the 2 main lines.
I know we've got some things going on out there now. Did they get the fences up?
Well, they're, I think, gonna start it in July. They came and measured, and it's gonna be amazing to where the dogs can have more outside time. Because we've had, our numbers, like I said, have grown, so trying to get everybody out and let them have sunshine has been more of a chore. Everybody's having to kind of wait their turn and amping them up.
What is the request for the maintenance and building repair? I know there was an additional appropriation this year. What's the ask for 2027?
I think that was our ask, since the
Right, the-
commissioners are responsible for the building. We to the council
I got
and
40,000 this year.
Okay.
I really haven't,
Will that
Gone
float,
through
will that
it.
float through 2027? Does there any?
I don't
need to be
think it
budget
will.
item? Okay.
I really don't. I think we're gonna have to do a few more things in there as far as some of the interior stuff. I know we need to do a almost complete paint cleanup in there, and I know we've had to put new pumps in this year. I mean,
So the request
I think we're
was-
starting to get a little low on our 40,000. I haven't seen any paperwork on that.
So the request was to replace the pumps, and at that time, this line item was granted the 40,000. So I would like to know what is it that we received quotes on for the building? Do you have any of that?
I don't have that.
Has-
I'd say Stephanie's probably got that.
Yes,
I know Stephanie's been handling it.
yes,
Stephanie and Ginger's been handling that.
yeah, Steph was out there yesterday
Yeah,
getting,
getting everything going.
Mm-hmm,
And what is your name?
Dana,
Dana?
I'm the manager at the central location.
Oh, at the Spencer County
Mhm.
location, okay.
And so last year, the request for ITV was 72,000. Do you have an updated with that?
I know she said that they sent in what they were requesting, cause I think we get 6,000.
Sounds about right.
And then I think they were requesting 20, because we've had more vetting and stuff. Because, you know, a lot of the dogs we get that have been hit by car, we've had so many of those this year, and then one of them, she had a bladder stone removed, this is her third vet visit, and we're just seeing more, because there's more strays. People are just dumping their animals in groups, and
I think from the past, who is the manager of It Takes a Village?
Tangela.
And I think that is who has met with us in the past over their contract
Okay.
in regards to the 72,000. I think that that's something that, to discuss that contract, we need to meet with the person who manages
Okay.
the contract. That's my recommendation. I don't know what the rest of the board's thoughts are,
That's a good recommendation.
but I appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, what else we got?
That's it. So now, do you guys want to go through these one at a time and plug numbers in? Do you want to look over it?
I would like to look over it.
I think we need to. look
What
over
is
it
the
before we-
deadline for, I'm sorry? What did you say?
I'd like to look over it before we plug the numbers in.
I agree.
Yeah.
What is the deadline to
I haven't even started getting all this
council
out yet
for the
because
commissioner's budget?
it's gonna be July. We'll start getting this out. We gotta get through settlement first. So let's get through settlement and then I would say you have until the end of the month. And then I'll start asking for it because we're gonna have to plug it to get to them mid-July.
Okay.
So I'd say you have the next few weeks.
Okay.
So normally we also discuss highways budget with them.
And they don't have it yet because I haven't sent anything out yet. But I will be getting that out here soon.
Kevin, you need anything?
I don't know. Did mine get discussed before I?
No, I didn't bring it in. So he's got a line item under the commissioner's budget, and it's for the, we didn't budget for it this year because I actually didn't see it. Let me find it here.
I didn't come to request it. In '24, I came to talk to you guys with the new voting machines, the size and the weight, about delivery of the equipment. And per Indiana Code 311-1414, the election board could come to you guys and request assistance to get the equipment to wherever it needs to go. And we looked at some options. We came back. Some of the people working were willing to do it, make arrangements for other vehicles and different things with the bigger sized stuff for a very, actually a minimal amount. It's a lot cheaper to do it that way than it is to hire somebody else to do it. And we put money in the budget, it costs us about $1,400 an election, is what it wound up being. And I thought we had looked at it as a long-term, but that may not have been the case. We didn't put money in the budget for it for this year. We didn't need it last year because we didn't have elections. We didn't put money in that budget, and I would rather it come from there, because since we requested from the commissioners, which we can according to the code, I would rather leave that money in the commissioner's budget and pay it from that location than to put it into the election board location. So we're just trying to get it set back up to cover what we've already done this primary election and for the fall, and then we'll need to do it in the future also. But it's still a lot better solution than hiring some outside entity to
Haul the machine.
to haul, yeah, because they're gonna charge us a lot more than, I mean, we're getting 7 locations delivered, and I'm willing to pick up a little bit. If we've got, say, 7 or 8 machines going somewhere, and somebody can take half of them, I'll take the other half at no cost other than my mileage. And so that, it's still, we're a lot better off than we are with trying to hire somebody else to do it. I mean, I'm no doubt we are financially, so. We're getting 7 locations delivered for about $1,400. But delivered and brought back for that cost, so. We're looking for $3,000 just to make sure we got enough to cover.
353.
It's 35310. Yeah, and it's in the negative now. We're gonna ask for an additional, to cover for this year, but we need it covered. What happens is we pull the report to see what was budgeted for the year, and when it wasn't in there, because it wasn't an election year, it got missed. So we need to make sure that it stays on there, and we continue putting the money in there every year.
Is it on this?
Yeah, whatever we don't use will stay in there.
That's right. It'll roll back.
I guess we don't have a copy of that.
It's
Three
right
five.
in here, 35310. Yeah, and like I said, it wasn't on this sheet because it wasn't budgeted last year, because it wasn't an election year.
So it's not on this sheet because it wasn't budgeted.
Correct,
Gotcha.
but it'll be on that.
So we'll make sure
What
we
did you
get
say that
on
was?
there.
Was that 3,000?
3,000, yeah.
Now, something else you need to look at to keep into consideration for next year, because we're in the negative this year, is the legal services. And I think Josh wants to get paid, so my recommendation would be to break this out like we did the IT, where we have the IT contract, and then you have the IT other, because you know the contract's the contract, it's the exact same amount, but then you're gonna be able to track what you're spending outside of that. If you do the same thing with this, you'll have a legal contract, which, you know, the normal will come out of, but then at the end of the year, you can say, you know, this is how much we're spending. I'd like to do an additional in July. I kind of did some math on it, and just to cover the contract for the rest of the year is gonna be $30,000. And then we're averaging $4,000 a month right now in other. So in order to cover, if we stay along the average, I'm asking for the additional for $58,000. I want to see if you want to change that, if you want to do something different with that, but we're in the negative, so we need to get this taken care of. And I've already advertised for June, so we have to look at July right now.
I suspect, and I can get a breakdown for the Jackson Kelly side of it going forward, but I suspect the vast majority of that is litigation, which is
It is.
pretty much all of it is, right? And so you've got solar, et cetera. So, number one, you can't ever predict, we could get sued, things could blow up, but I suspect that will be, fingers crossed, that's not gonna be as much of a problem going forward.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like me being here all day today, right, I mean, that's under that flat rate, right? It's just, the issue is stuff in court, when we get sued or we sue, that's hard to predict. So I think the issue is, my sense is the budget has just been, the calls I get, the contracts I review, meetings I attend, my phone calls with you guys, that's all flat. Doesn't matter what happens, it's gonna stay the same. But I don't know that we've really budgeted, my sense is there hasn't been a lot budgeted for litigation. And that's because we hope it doesn't happen. There's been some of that. There's always a potential for it in the future, but yeah, it's hard to predict. But I think that's the real issue. But I do agree, no matter what path you take forward, I think it is good to have it in two separate line items, right? And frankly, I don't want to put too much work on you, but it'd even be good, and I can make sure this happens too, where everything comes in, okay, hey, this is John Doe v. Jane Doe lawsuit, right? And you can see that's why. And the other one is Acme Corp, whatever, you know what I mean? Just fill in the blanks so you can track and see, well, this is why we're going over it, because it's this particular case.
Good breakdown of the,
Yeah.
your services.
Right, but that's what it is, and and frankly, it's not even, I mean, it was my firm, but, you know, it was a lot of those guys that were hitting that up, so. And I'll, as always, rein that in as much as we can, but litigation is litigation.
But this is the time to change it.
Yeah,
For next
yeah,
year.
yeah.
So if you want to do that change, whenever we go to do fees, then I'll create a line, but this is the time to do it for next year. That we can do about this, you know, we gotta cover it for this year with this, but to break it out, we have to do it for next year at this time. So keep that in mind when you're going through it.
All right, anything else? Okay.
You know, this meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
I don't know that we motion to start.
Motion to start and adjourn.